Hey guys, I'm gonna do a second video today because the last one kind of touched base on forgiveness, and I'm really passionate about this because I have learned how powerful forgiveness is in everybody's life, not just mine, but everybody's, because uh, we don't understand how much negativity that we are actually storing when we don't forgive somebody, including ourselves. When we don't forgive ourselves, we are holding on to this guilt. It could be um, just those negative feelings, like you've done something wrong, or you've done somebody wrong, or and you hold that. So you're holding that guilt, which is a negative feeling and negative energy, and you're just like trapping that into your body. Well, when somebody else does something wrong to you, you're also holding in that negative energy, right? Like you're when someone does something wrong, you tend to, oh, can you believe what they did to me? And you go and talk to somebody and you're transferring that negative stuff to somebody else. So you're actually like projecting negative behavior, and you're actually going to get more of that back. Did you know that? Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. So crazy how this world works. But anyways, so if you are holding on to negative energy, including from yourself, so we're all human. We have all fucked up somewhere in our life. We have all done something wrong to somebody at some point, even if it's to yourself. We self-sabotage. We create negative behaviors for ourselves, and at the end of the day, if you don't acknowledge it, if you do not process it and let it go, you're festering it. It is burying deep in you, and then you're going to hold that, and then you're going to block your chakras. I don't know if you know anything about chakras, but we can get into that another day. But you need them to align. You need your chakras to be unblocked and open. And over the years of all these different things, you are holding on to that. Okay, and then you're blocking different things. So when you get a sore throat, it's probably because your throat chakra, you didn't speak your truth, and so now this is blocked. If you have done some hurt to people, including yourself, then your heart chakra is going to be blocked. There are different things that you are doing that are going to block your chakras. If you're drinking, smoking, drugs, anything negative that's not healthy, eating sugar, that's one of my weaknesses. Since being pregnant with my daughter and having her, sugar is definitely my weakness. She brought my sweet tooth back. But either way, you are blocking yourself. You are hurting yourself because this stuff isn't meant for you. It's meant to keep you trapped by society. So why I want to share this topic with you of forgiveness is because it is by far one of the most important things you could do for yourself and other people too. Definitely other people, because when you forgive somebody, the universe sends that to them. It like sends this positive energy out into the world and into the universe, and will project on them. Okay? And when you are holding grudges, you are constantly holding that tension and that awful feeling. So whenever you think of something that has hurt you or bothers you, it's negative. And what I want you to know is it is easy to change. You can stop it. You can change it. So think of something right now that you have done. It doesn't have to be big. It can be anything. Anything that is on your mind. That, oh, I yelled at my child this morning. I was really short-tempered. And now you're holding a grudge because now they went off to school. Let's say they went off to school and they're probably really sad and they're thinking about it, and you feel really bad because you did it. This is just an example. So think of something and then forgive yourself for it. Hi, Gunner. Sorry, he's showing his butt. My sweet kitty. He's a sweetheart. So what you can do is you can process it by forgiving, forgive yourself by acknowledging what got you to that state. So if you reacted really badly, why did you react? What were you feeling? Why did you react that way? What did you feel? What were you experiencing? What was on your mind? Acknowledge all of it. Dissect it all. Because maybe something was just said to you and it just triggered you, and and then your child then spoke to you and it was already like, not right now, and you got snappy. Like, who knows the situation? It's just this, again, it's just an example. But because you were in a negative state, maybe you had a bad dream and you just woke up wrong and you just reacted because you were emotional and you didn't even know why, because maybe you don't even remember the whole dream or whatever. You just woke up with an emotion. Maybe something happened a week ago that you thought of. Who knows? Okay, nobody can control when these things happen. But if you are feeling something and it then progresses to go outward into the world, whether it's a child or a friend or yourself, maybe you're self-sabotaging yourself in the morning when you're looking in the mirror. Who knows? I've done that, picking at all my things. Oh, look at my crow's feet, and look at all these wrinkles up here. I'm really aging really badly. Like, we do that. We self-sabotage ourselves because that's how we see ourselves. And I want you to try to forgive yourself for these things. Forgive yourself for reacting. Acknowledge the feelings, because that is very important. You had those emotions and those feelings for a reason. Okay, and then you're going to process it. Write it down if you have to. That's what journaling is for. It is so fantastic. But you write it down, or don't. You could meditate. You could just sit there and discuss it with yourself and say, okay, I was feeling this. I felt really angry this morning. I'm not really sure why, but then I reacted to this and I over exaggerated, and I was just really going through something and I'm not sure what it is. And that's okay if you don't. You don't have to know. Sometimes you'll know. You might have exactly why you're feeling this way. And then you take a deep breath in. Just release that feeling. Once you felt and held that feeling, acknowledging it, then you let it go and release, because you don't need to hold on to it. You felt it, you've appreciated it, you thank it, let it go. And then if there's things from the past, let's say somebody did something really awful to you and it's just, you can't get it off your mind. You talk about it all the time. You feel it all the time. Maybe you still have tears over it all the time. Acknowledge the feelings. Understand why it hurts you so much. Look at the person or think about the person. Don't necessarily have to be in front of them. This is for you, not for them. Okay, so you're going to think of them. You're going to say to yourself, or envision this person, and you're going to see this person and you're going to envision that you are apologizing to them. You're going to say sorry, because you don't know what you did. Maybe you don't think you did anything, but maybe you did. Maybe it was unintentional. Maybe it was something that was like not noticed. Maybe you just you gave them a look and it just triggered them. Maybe you made a comment, an innocent comment, but that innocent comment wasn't so innocent. Maybe they took that comment as something else. So just because we're unaware of it doesn't mean it didn't happen or it doesn't exist. And maybe they reacted to something you said, but maybe they were more cruel or harsh. We don't know. Okay? And that's the point is you're going to apologize to them. And then you're going to imagine them say, I forgive you. And then you're going to see them say sorry to you. And you're going to forgive them. When you do this, and do this with yourself, forgive yourself, because you are just as important. And until you can forgive yourself, it's going to be hard to forgive others. So, hey, sweetheart, my daughter's coming and she's not dressed. So I would really, really encourage you to acknowledge that forgiveness is so powerful. It is so powerful. When you forgive yourself, you are releasing all that negative energy from your body, and you are going to let it go. It's so nice to... Journey, can we play in a minute? Please? Can I finish my video? Thank you. Okay, sorry. We are... Sounds like an elephant. Okay. Guys, forgiveness is so powerful and so deep, and I cannot express this enough. Like, I've been working really hard to forgive different things in my life, different people in my life, including myself, because I had allowed all this stuff to happen to me and didn't know. And I acknowledge the stuff that I've gone through, and the people that have hurt me and the damages that it had caused. And it's like this whole other world has opened to me just because I've forgiven. I'm making peace with it. So my past used to be like my everyday conversation. Like, I could not let go of my past for the life. I mean, it was draining me. It was like the only thing I would talk about is, oh, this was done to me, and this person did this, and this person did that. And I didn't realize how bad it was. I had no idea. I mean, I was set into a pattern. I was set into this mind state. And unless we know and are aware of it, you're going to keep going. But that's part of trauma. That's part of having a past. And even if you weren't, everybody's gone through something that has been needs forgiving. Whether you did something or whether someone did something to you, it's inevitable. I mean, we're all humans. We connect with humans. So take the time to forgive, even if you don't want to. I am telling you right now, even the most unforgivable actions that have been done are forgivable. And it is you who is going to benefit. I promise. I promise you. I cannot even express enough how much I've got the hiccups. Forgiveness has changed my life. Sorry, excuse me. I'm gonna have some water. Forgiveness has made such a big difference in my life that I no longer have all the issues that I had. I'm happier. I have more compassion. I have changed my perspective. So this is a way to forgive people, is change your perspective. So instead of looking at, okay, they did this to me, why don't you try looking at it as like, what could have happened to this person? They would have felt that this was okay. Why did they feel that they could hurt me like this or say this or do this to me? And maybe Maybe you know them enough to know that maybe they had a really traumatic life. Maybe they went through something really awful. Maybe they're broken in some way. I mean, we all have bits of us that need fixing, right? Like, or healing. Let's not say fixing. Let's say healing. Healing's better. It is natural for us. Hurt people, right? So when I did all my hurting to people, it's because I was hurt. I was so confused and so lost. I mean, I wasn't just this like vindictive person. I wasn't this awful, like, I'm gonna hurt this person because I'm hurt. No, we don't do it on with the intent to hurt people. We are hurting, so we hurt people. And until you fix the hurt, you're going to continue making these same things. Even when you make fun of somebody because they're overweight, or they dress differently, or they look a certain way. You know, we're all guilty of that. Even if it's in our minds, we are still guilty of those actions. We have all done it to somebody at some point, I'm sure. Or maybe you were just, maybe it wasn't you specifically. Maybe it was a friend that you had. Maybe your friend was that person. But you didn't stop it. And you laughed, or you smiled, or you acknowledged it. You encouraged it in some way. Forgive yourself for these things. Forgive those people for those things. It is such a relief that all the stuff that has happened to me, I mean, there's always stuff that comes up that I'm like, oh yeah, I need to work on that. I need to acknowledge that that happened, and now I need to forgive that, or I need to let that go. Because obviously if it comes up, it obviously, in some way, my subconscious, it's come up because it matters. I've thought about it now. Maybe I've broken down so many layers that now that's resurfacing. Maybe now the older, deeper stuff is now coming up because I've been working and healing the other stuff that was on the surface. Now that the surface is cleared, now I'm going to the next layer. Maybe I'm going to the next layer. And that is fantastic. The more layers you get through, the better it's going to be for you. So start with yourself and go through the stuff that you think you need to forgive. If it bothers you, you probably need to let it go. If it's coming up, it's because it's on your mind. It's there. It's obviously something that needs to be healed and needs to process and let go. And once you've worked on yourself and you heal yourself and you forgive yourself, then you start healing the others. Okay? And the bigger things that you can do. Like, there's so many big things that you can do to forgive others and change your perspective. Here's an example of something personal is I was given up for adoption, and then I was adopted by a family, and I love my family, and I had a great family, but my sister, so my brother and I were adopted together. We were biologically related, and my older sister is biologically related to the parents who adopted us. And so when we were adopted, we were 2 and 3. My brother didn't talk. My older sister was already 7 years old. She was turning 8 because we were adopted in July, and she turned 8 in that August. So that year she was turning 8. And what had happened is she was used to being the only child. She was used to a certain way of life. Then all of a sudden these 2 new kids come into the picture, and they're getting all these clothes, they're getting these toys, they're getting spoiled. People are coming in to meet them and give them gifts. And then we're having a birthday, even though our birthdays have passed, but because they missed it, they decided to celebrate it. So she's witnessing all of this stuff, and she's like, well, what about me? What happened to me? Why don't I matter? And she's a kid. Her mind's not processing like what's the bigger picture of the situation. All she's getting is that hi, I was center of attention and now I've got nothing. What the F? So, a shock. It was probably a huge shock for her. But growing up, she mistreated my brother and I. Like, it felt like she picked days on when she was my friend and when she was his friend, and like play us against each other and bully us. And like when she babysat, you wanted to block her out, and like, yeah, it was not healthy. And so I grew up thinking, why does she hate me so much? What did I do to her that she hates me so much that she's gonna abuse us and mistreat us like this? And I just avoided her, and I wanted nothing to do with her, and I was so angry and mad, and she would just keep doing these things, and it didn't make any sense to me. And then one day in my 20s, I had changed my perspective. It just dawned on me one day, and I was like, huh. I was 2, he was 3, he couldn't talk, mom had to focus on him. We got all this new stuff. She had to share a room, she lost her room, her and I had to share. All these things changed in her world that she probably didn't even expect, and even if she did know about it, she probably didn't realize. So this whole time I've been hating her and mad at her for how she's been treating us, and really it was an act of jealousy. And in my last video, I had explained how I was jealous as a kid and I wanted certain things, and so I mistreated a friend because I wanted what she had out of jealousy. And so then I put it into perspective that, interesting. She was probably jealous and confused and a little bit lost, and so she went through stuff, and that was probably her reaction. And because she started at a young age, it probably carried out into a pattern and a routine, and it just felt normal. It also turned out that she was undiagnosed, and so she had a diagnosis, and I don't want to disclose that because it's not my diagnosis, it's hers, and so that's for her to share. But the point is that I was very resentful and was very angry and didn't understand, and didn't feel good that this was the behavior. But once I changed the perspective, it was easier to understand that, hey, maybe she didn't do it on purpose. Maybe she didn't come from a place of hate. Maybe it was from this lost little girl, confused, scared. You know, she's kind of losing her mom in a sense because she was like this. And then she fought really hard to keep that relationship with my mom. And again, I didn't realize that at the beginning. I didn't realize that we were a threat because she was losing the world that she knew. So it makes sense for a child to react in a toxic manner because they don't get it. They didn't cope with it in a proper manner. And that's nobody's fault. I mean, nobody really knows how to process things. Nobody knows how to handle every situation. So even though my parents thought that they were doing a good thing and everything was fine and everything was good, maybe they didn't notice that stuff. Maybe my mom was too focused on my brother trying to teach him how to talk. My dad was away at work. So all these things that I could be angry about, maybe I was and didn't understand myself because I too was a young kid. I now see from a different perspective. So now I'm able to say, oh, maybe it's not as bad as I thought. Maybe it wasn't what I believed. It was just a misunderstanding that just dragged out, and because we all mishandled it. And so now it just snowballed into a bigger situation than it really needed to be. So once I changed the perspective and I looked at it from their angles and their sight, it started changing how I interpreted that pain. That pain started disappearing. That pain started turning, and the anger and the resentment and all that hatred, it started disappearing. It started vanishing because I was working on it. I was like, oh, I saw it from not an attack, not as a personal thing, but as like their own situation, their own way that they processed it. And when I changed it, it didn't come from a place of, I hate you, I want you dead. It came from a scared little girl, a sad little girl, a little girl who didn't understand what was happening and how to cope with it and who didn't cope with it. And her belief was to keep a wedge between us and my mom or my dad or whoever. And so now when I look back, I just want to give her a hug and tell her I'm sorry and that I didn't know. But that's the thing about life, is we don't know. And until we change our perspective, you're gonna continue to see it in the light that you see it. And try changing the perspective. Change the story, because that will help you heal and help you forgive them.
Mom?
Yes, honey.
You ketchup
Okay.
because I was having too much fun. And your skeleton ripped it apart.
Okay. I'll be up in one moment, okay? I'm just gonna say goodbye.
I will fix it.
Okay, thank you. Love you.
You and me can fix it.
Mm-hmm.
I fell on the stairs.
You fell on the stairs? Oh, are you okay?
Did you see it?
I did not see it. I didn't see you fall there. No, I didn't even hear it.
I heard the noise, but they did silent.
Mm.
You didn't silent, you did.
Okay, I'll be right up, okay? Okay, guys, so I really, really encourage you to change your perspective, forgive yourself, and forgive others. And even if there's something with you that you're struggling with, break it down. Why did you feel the way that you did? Why did you react the way that you did? Why did you treat somebody the way that you did? What were you feeling? What were you going through? What were you experiencing? If you ask yourself these questions, you will start to break it down. You'll think about it. You'll answer these questions. And whatever comes out, comes out. It doesn't matter how wrong you think you were. There is, again, no judgment, because we're not here to judge anybody.
A core doesn't melt on you. So it doesn't pop up. It came inside you. So it can annoy you. So it can make you upset about it. You need to be tough. That's why I can make you tough. Because other people murder. Because I'm violent.
Okay. So this is my daughter. So at the end of the day, you're going to fix yourself by acknowledging and understanding why we do the things that we do, and know that you can change it and that it doesn't have to define you. Okay, your past does not have to define you. What you've done in the past does not have to define you. It is not your today. It is not your tomorrow. If you want to change and make the difference, then you will do that. And you will do that because you are processing the stuff that you didn't before, the stuff that you didn't know you needed to. But you will start noticing, the more that you work on it, the more that you're letting go of this stuff, you are going to notice that you're going to be lighter. You're going to be happier. You're going to start seeing the world with a more open and positive outlook. You're going to have compassion. You're going to start, you're not going to be so judgmental. It's going to enlighten you. It's amazing. It's such a huge gift to get, because holding all that negative is not necessary. You don't need it. It's not beneficial. So enjoy breaking down and forgiving yourself and forgiving others who have done you harm. Again, you do not have to apologize or get them to forgive you to your face. That's not at all what you have to do. All you have to do is acknowledge and envision them forgiving you. That's it. You forgive them, they forgive you in your mind. You just close your eyes and you imagine it and you feel it and you accept it. And for the tougher ones, you just keep repeating it until you don't have to do that anymore. And just keep acknowledging and feeling those feelings, and you will process it on your time when it's time for you to process. Okay? So thank you guys for coming again. I am really excited for this next step for you guys, because forgiveness is just so amazing and such a gift and blessing and a release. So you will see a difference the more that you break it down, and I really am excited for you guys. So really be proud of yourselves for being this far and for getting through this, and for acknowledging that you want to change and you want a difference. And I can't even express the gratitude and like for your support. And are you okay? And I want you guys just to have the best life and the best progress. So I am so excited for you guys to take this this right here, this forgiveness, and work with it. And please, please, please let me know in the comments if you've tried it, if you have acknowledged. I am so excited that you guys are taking this leap of and here with me, because forgiveness is gonna be life-changing for you. And I'm so grateful that I got to be a part of that for you and help you. Because yeah, when you try it, please tell me how it goes for you, how you feel, what you think, what you went through. You don't have to give me specifics. I mean, that's your own personal business. But yeah, and if you need help, please reach out to me, because I am here to help you. I'm here to guide you. I'm here. I am a life coach. Like, I will encourage you, and I want the best for you, and I want this to be an easy thing for you. So if you need help, if you feel like you're stuck or you're just not sure, please, I will help you. I will guide you. I love you guys. Congratulations on this. I'm so excited. So thanks for sticking around. Please give this a like if you enjoy this, and if this is helpful for you. And if there's anything that I didn't go over, or maybe there's something you want me to talk about, I can definitely do that. And I can make a video on it. So please let me know. And otherwise, yeah, take care, guys. I love you. Bye.